Today we're talking about divine imagining. All things are possible to those who believe, and I'm going to teach you how to use divine imagining step by step. So before we get into that, just want to say welcome. My name is Franklin, and you are listening to, watching, tuned in, locked in, focused in on the Meta 5 manifestation. Hey, you want to change your life? I will teach you how. Head on over to Meta 5 manifestation.com or meta5manifestation.com/free class for my free masterclass. Anyway, you got this, okay? I want to start off by just saying, hey, you got this. No matter what you're going through, there is a bright side, there is a future, there is a tunnel, a bridge of incidents. Your imagination is going to set you free. You got this. So if you need some encouragement, just know that you have your own back. The universe has your back. I got your back. Okay, so all you have to do is believe and think and change your posture, change your way of viewing the world. You got this so much in so many ways. Everything is working out for you. And tap into that positive, loving, reviving, joyful energy and just realize this perspective and the scale of you in comparison to your universe, because you are living in a simulation and you are in control. So control it with confidence, because everything you need is right in front of you right now. So just ask and follow your intuition. And we also have been talking about the garden metaphor, which is the garden of God, which is the mind of man. We're going to take a parallel track to that, believe it or not. Even though it may not seem like it's related, it is in the underlying way. I will show you how. And this is called divine imagining, okay? So it's basically the power of the human imagination, or as Neville Goddard likes to say, your wonderful human imagination. And so when we talk about divine imagination, we're talking about the power of the imaginal act, okay? So to achieve your goals, to put this into practical terminology and sort of a roadmap to use this, right? Ask yourself, right? How does my imagination relate to the achieving of my goals? Okay, do you understand that? Do you understand that relationship? Okay, because one is a starting point and one is an end point. Okay, we're talking about the power of the imaginal act, imagining your own future in order to propel yourself to a place in the future where those things are already manifest. Okay, and it's very, very simple actually. Okay, because in our human biology, in the creation aspect of the world, right, things were not meant to be complicated. They're meant to be very simple. In this day and age in our society, we tend to overcomplicate things. However, things are meant to be very, very minimal, simple. Therefore, all I'm telling you right here, when it comes to manifesting, creating the things that you desire, the state you desire, whatever you want, all you have to do is imagine it. It's that bloody simple, okay? And we can dress it up in all of these things, right? You can look at a house, okay? A house is basically a foundation and a frame and a roof, okay? You can dress up a house in an infinite amount of ways, such as the law of attraction. It's very, very simple. There's a framework that we follow, and you can dress it up in many, many different ways to make it sound one way or the other, or look one way or the other, okay? But basically, divine imagination, your imagination, the power of your imagination has no restrictions, okay? You can imagine yourself into any state that you want to. You can say, I'm going to be rich. You can say, I'm going to be successful in this line of work. You can say, I'm going to manifest a house. You can use it for yourself, and you can use it for others. You can say, hey, my friend is not doing too well right now. I'm just going to imagine that friend into a better state. And guess what? It's going to appear. And you don't have to do anything about it, okay? A bridge of incidents will appear, and we'll talk about that. So there's that saying, all things are possible to those who believe. And that means that whatever we imagine, anything is possible. Anything, okay? But there is one restriction and one limit placed on that. And can you guess what that limit is? Okay? Now answer that question to yourself. What is the limitation placed on imagination and the fact that all things are possible to those who believe it? Well, the answer is your belief, right? If all things are possible to those who believe, then all things are not possible to those who do not believe. So belief is the limiting factor. So really, can you believe it is the question. When you imagine something, can you believe it? Are you invested enough in it emotionally, in terms of your manifestation abilities, that utility that manifestation has, right? The process at least, right? And can you believe what your senses deny, right? So when you imagine something, maybe you're in a state of poverty, but you're like, I'm going to make myself rich. But you open your eyes and you look around you and you're still in that state of poverty. Well, can you believe what your senses deny? Okay? But what we're saying is that, and what I'm saying is that if you persist in that vision, things will change and you will move in that direction. Okay? Because think about it this way too. Whatever you're experiencing now in your life, that has been created. So whatever you want to create can be created as well. Whatever you are now has already been created. Everything that you see around you has been created by someone at some point in time. And guess where those creations started? In their head, as an imaginal act, right? Any bit of technology, situation, this, that, or the other, okay? So we create the objective world out of imagination and faith, okay? Through this, we objectify the subjective, okay? The world is us pushed out, right? I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but everything is you pushed out. Is a famous saying by the famous mystic Neville Goddard, right? He always said that, which means simply that whatever we imagine and think manifests itself out into reality. And there's another great saying that says faith is the subjective appropriation of the objective hope. Well, that may sound flip-floppy and confusing, but it's just basically saying the same thing, that everything is you pushed out, and that our imaginal acts, what we imagine, can come to pass in reality if we have faith, okay? So that's the groundwork. So how do we do that? Okay, it's very, very simple. Like I said, things were meant to be simple in this world, okay? Not super complicated, so that everybody can do it. Everybody has access to it. In fact, it's hardwired into our DNA, our neurology, everything, into our nervous system. And our nervous system connects from our brains all the way down our spinal cord throughout our body. And it's meant to sort of infuse us with this kind of homing beacon. Our imaginal acts are this like broadcast signal that's going to broadcast it out into the world. So, but you have to have hope. You have to have faith. You have to have belief, right? And if you're stuck on belief, get over it. I want to tell you that right there. Get over it, because all it's going to take are a few simple successes, and you will build on those successes, and you will have more successes. Once you have faith, scratch that word for people, call it trust, things will keep manifesting for you. It's just like learning to drive. You were scared at first, but once you got the confidence behind the wheel, now you can do it all, right? Anything. So it's like tying your shoelaces, right? You didn't know how to do it, but after a couple tries, oh, I got this, okay? Same thing with manifesting. Don't overcomplicate it, man. So all you do is create an imaginal scene, right? Kind of go into yourself, meditate a little bit, kind of lower your brainwave state, and just think. Let the ideas and things come to you, and just flood it in your head, and just create the scene that you want, right? Because, and if you're stuck, ask, say, what would the scene be like? And the scene will be given to you by your own nervous system, right? And just say, what would the scene be like? Say you want to get a house. Say you want that relationship. Well, then you visualize, say, a friend congratulating you. Just saying, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. This is so crazy. You've been wanting this for so long. And maybe you can have something in your hand that you're holding and talking to that person, but be there. Don't think of it. Put yourself into that state. Like, you literally have to visualize yourself like you're there, right? Don't look at yourself from the outside doing it. Put yourself in first person, like you're there. Wear it like a skin, right? Like a suit or something. Like you're on an actor's stage or something. Like you're there in the movie yourself. And have that dialogue. Make it as real as possible and as emotional as possible. And then come out of it, right? You're snapping yourself back. And encase this with emotion. Persist in it. Persist in faith in this thing that you just created. And I tell you what, if you do it right, you will notice things happening. And this is what is called a bridge of incidents. Things will actually start to show up for you, right? You can use my ask technique to figure out what to do next, but literally things will just start coming to you, and you follow those things when they start coming to you, because you have to do that, lay the groundwork. So that's what you do it. That's the imaginal act. So again, use this technique. Just imagine it and hold faith in it. When I say hold faith in it, think about that and just say, yeah, that's it. I got it. I nailed it. I feel like it's really good. Okay. And I want to just end by saying that, you can do it for whatever and for whomever you like. You can do it for yourself as far as your state of health. You can do it for relationships, attracting the perfect person. And you can do it for things, anything you want, from a phone to a house to a new car, whatever that thing is. You can do it for jobs. You can do it for health. And here's the best part, you can also do it for other people. You can give it as gifts. You can create states for somebody who's not feeling good, or maybe not in a good relationship, or needs an extra $10,000. I don't know. I'm just pulling stuff out of the air. But here's my advice: when you do it for other people, don't tell them. Really, just do it as a humble act of giving, and just let it happen and watch it unfold. And when it happens for them, just congratulate them. Don't say, "Oh, I did this for you." Don't do that. Just make that sense of just generosity, that giving, and just watch it unfold and take joy in that. That is the most ultimate gift right there. Okay, cool. That's it. Anyway, you guys are locked in again to MedifyManifestation.com. I got a free masterclass if you want to check it out. It's called How to Create the Life of Your Dreams with Fun and Fulfillment Without Time Wasting or Doubt. It is a walloping ride into my full online course that I have. All right. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for tuning in. Love you. Take care. And wishing you all the best in life. All right. Let me know how your manifestation goes.